In a world that's constantly pulling us in a million different directions, finding some real harmony can feel, well, almost impossible. In this explainer, we're going to dive into an ancient practice that offers a path to that exact kind of balance, connecting some timeless wisdom with our very modern challenges. So let's just start with a big question. Think for a second about the things that really matter in your life. The love you share with people, the art or music that just moves you, that feeling of inner peace. What's the thread that connects all of them? It's a huge question, I know, and the answer might not be what you expect.
Well, in the ancient Vedic tradition, that connecting thread is called Shukra. You might know it by its Roman name, Venus. But Shukra is so much more than just a planet. It's seen as the fundamental force that governs our relationships, our ability to appreciate beauty, and our capacity for real emotional grace.
Okay, so if Shukra represents all these essential, wonderful qualities, the next logical question is, how do we invite more of that into our lives? Well, the answer isn't just about wishing for it. It lies in a very specific, intentional practice.
That traditional practice is called Shukra Puja, and it's basically a ritual designed to align us with that Shukra energy. And look at the intended benefits. They are incredibly relevant for us today. We're talking about things like improving harmony in our relationships, finding that crucial emotional balance, boosting our creativity, and just, feeling more content and at ease in our own skin.
I think this really frames it perfectly for today. It's not just some old ceremony. It's a form of mindfulness. You can think of it as a way to actively practice and cultivate the very things we often feel are missing. Genuine respect for ourselves and others, a true appreciation for beauty, and building emotionally healthy connections.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The practice isn't just about what you do, it's also about where you do it. In this tradition, the location is seen as a huge part of the whole thing. And there's one place in particular that's believed to hold a really unique power.
And that place is Varanasi, which is also known as Kashi. This city has this fascinating duality. On one hand, it's famous all over the world as a center for deep spiritual discipline and letting go. But at the exact same time, it's a place that really celebrates and honors our human need for joy and connection. The idea here is that wisdom and enjoyment aren't opposites. They actually make each other richer.
And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. The belief is that the very atmosphere in Varanasi helps to refine our emotions. It helps elevate simple pleasure into a much deeper sense of grace, and it helps transform that clingy, possessive kind of attachment into a more balanced, supportive harmony. It's pretty profound.
Okay, but let's be real. Most of us can't just pack a bag and fly to Varanasi to participate in a ritual. So how does an ancient, location-specific practice like this work in our modern global world?
This brings us to a really critical question, right? How can the focused energy of a ceremony in a sacred city in India possibly have any benefit for someone who is thousands and thousands of miles away? The answer is actually both really simple and incredibly deep.
The key is this concept called sankalp. Now, a sankalp is way more than just making a wish. It's a focused, deep-seated intention. When you provide your name and your purpose for the ritual, it's believed to create what you could call a unique spiritual address. It's a way of directing the energy of the whole practice specifically to you and only you.
I absolutely love this analogy because it just clicks. Think about it. A song is being broadcast everywhere, but you can only hear it when you tune your radio to that specific frequency. Well, in the same way, the Sankalpa is said to tune the spiritual energy of the ritual so it reaches you directly. Your focused intention becomes the key, not your physical address. So here's how it all comes together with modern technology. First, the puja itself is performed for you by experienced pundits right there in Varanasi. During the ceremony, your personal sankalp, your intention, is spoken out loud, making you the focus. You can then watch it happen live or see a recording. And then, to complete that connection, a physical piece of the ceremony, the prasad, which is a blessed offering, is actually mailed to your home.
All right, so we've looked at the practice, the place, and the whole process. So what's the big takeaway here? What does all this mean, and why does this ancient ritual still matter so much today?
So who is this for? Well, it's often sought out by people trying to find more harmony in their relationships, or by artists and creatives who feel a little stuck. Really, it's for anyone feeling that emotional strain or just a general sense of dissatisfaction. But what's so important is that you don't need to subscribe to any specific belief system. The only real requirement is just an open mind and a respectful attitude.
When you boil it all down, the message of Shukra Puja is such a powerful reminder for us today.
It suggests that real beauty and genuine joy aren't found in just getting more and more stuff, but in finding balance. It's all about cultivating kindness, harmony, and sharing whatever joy we have with a real sense of awareness and respect.
So, we'll leave you with this question to carry with you. In your own life, in your relationships, in your work, even in your own head, where could you invite in just a little more harmony? It's a powerful thing to think about. Thanks for tuning in.
Become part of our family today. Subscribe to Varanasi Divine Services and connect with the energy